Let's count them as they're going in.
Yeah.
I'm heading down into the suffocation of trees. The freezing air of the highlands is gone, exchanged for the humidity of the jungle. I'm full of anticipation. We all are. The producer's sitting beside a man called Carlos. He works for the national park. He seems to know a lot about Paititi. He says he's even searched for it himself. Arrive at Pilcapata, 8:20 p.m.
We are now in Pilcapata.
See?
We want to get to the petroglyphos de Pucharo.
The petroglyph.
Is here.
Pucharo, yeah.
Right.
Here. The zone we are talking about is this, El Parque Nacional del Manu.
Look, we don't have any permits to go into the
I don't
park.
think we'll need them. If there's a problem, I call Gerald and we're out.
Okay, but...
He'll help us.
Okay.
You sure about that? He's the director of tourism.
Nobody can be there without a permission.
Yeah, I can drop him. Okay, feel the push, in action, I throw you.
Ow.
See how you throw? See how you fall? This is the way to travel in South America.
We're heading straight into the nature reserve, the one I've been so worried about. I don't want to let my filming slow Tahir down, so I decided to continue without a permit. How could they possibly call this a park anyway?
Depending on how bad the road is, there's a possibility to take a boat up there.
Well, so we're on the river.
Problems, endless problems. The film team don't have the permit they need. They can't go on without it. They're such idiots. They're holding me up. To make matters worse, they're blaming Richard for their mistakes.
Screw-up number one was to employ Richard to start with. He's totally useless, and now he's acting like he's on some bleeding vacation.
We're just slightly screwed because the boundaries of Manu seem to have changed. We don't have the permit, and Richard's gonna come back to Cusco.
Screw-up number two was that the producer started shouting at him for not having sorted the permit out. I didn't even dare filming it because I was scared Richard would attack me. Screw-up number three was to send Richard back to Cusco to fix the permit that he should have fixed from the start. The tension is rising. Tahir's blaming me for the permit problems. That's out of order. After all, he's the guy who wanted to hire Richard in the first place.
The one quality that Richard has, which I find astonishing always, is you can just trash the guy. 2 minutes later, he bounces back, which I like that quality a lot. Bad
The news is, no, it's good. It can only get better. 20 soles for me to go from here to Cusco.
Morale's low. The only consolation is that Richard's not around. I'm going to spend time making contact with the locals. They must have the answers I need. 2:45 p.m. Crossed the river and found a village. Suddenly doors are opening. Heard of an old man who's interested in Paititi too.
Llegar antes, porque la lluvia, el viento,
El nativo que conoce jamás les va a revelar a ustedes. Hay un señor que conoce y a él tienen dos para que le lleven al sitio.
The old man lives here. Who knows? Or what?
Entonces allí tiene las coordenadas, todo, de en qué parte está, de aquí a qué distancia, todo tiene en un plano. Él tiene una relación pues con el nativo.
Could we go up to meet him at his chakra?
¿Cómo se halla?
Hay camino pues ahora.
The old man's name is Eduardo. He lives 3 hours away. There's no time to waste. We've set out to find him.
Ahora tiene miedo, pobrecito.
Nothing gets you down like jungle rain. David's been complaining about getting the camera wet. What the hell does he expect? This is rainforest. It's only going to get worse.
The guy thinks he knows where Paititi is, which is great.
El Paititi está allá.
¿Usted ha sido cerca de este lugar? ¿O hay alguien que ha?
No muy cerca, alguna proximidad, pero hay personas que sí conocen, que están acá.
And he wants to go there, which is great. He says we have to purify our souls for 3 months.
Yo soy cristiano, me he bautizado como Cristo Jesús se bautizó, y yo recomiendo, porque no debemos ser viciosos. Mire, vamos a empezar a caminar, usted por lo menos 3 meses. No tiene que abrazar a su esposa, no tiene que hacer esa cosa, fumar un cigarrillo, tomarse un trago. Tiene que ir el espíritu limpio.
But we've told him we're pure already, so we've cut all that bullshit.
Después de los petrolíferos hay una energía contraria, negativa. La brújula loca se pone.
But now he says we've got to wait for the rain to stop, which is another 3 months.
Ese pongo, esa pared, ese cerro y este cerro, por ahí pasa el río, por ahí vamos a pasar, porque por allá arriba, por acá es un poco difícil, muy difícil. Entonces, está lleno de agua. No se puede en este tiempo.
We have to do it now. We can do it. We can do it. Well, you can tell him we have to to find Paititi, we have to solve problems. And this is our first problem to solve. I mean, if we don't do it now, finished. The outcome is we're going to meet him in 3 days down in Santa Cruz. And we're going to talk more. But there's something about the guy. I mean, he looks like a character, and he looks like the sort of person who knows something. He says he's an esoteric person, and he only wants to find Paititi for the spirit of man.
Do you think we're going on an expedition?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Cool, Richard.
Wow. It's not a great surprise that Richard failed to fix the permit.
Okay. He couldn't get a permit.
So I got a ride this morning.
But I'm determined to get some value for money. I want to film Richard in the jungle, but I had to beg the producer not to fire him. Not yet.
Okay. Let me show you what I found out. You want to hear? Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay. If there ever was a script for this film, this was not in it.
Tahir, Tahir, we got a problem.
What?
There's something that's happened.
What's going on?
We're missing tapes.
What do you mean we're missing tape?
I think.
How many are we missing?
Well, we're missing all the tapes with the that was marked
I
Peru.
mean, it doesn't make sense. If someone was going to steal something, they'd steal passport or money. They're not going to steal tapes.
No. I mean, I don't know. I haven't. It's a scary thought, but I think. I mean, it's only Richard's only. Look, he even left a note for it.
How did Richard get access to this bag?
He had his boots in that bag.
Dear guys, if you get this, at least one of you made it back. I hope you had a safe trip and found what you were looking for. Let me know how it was and when you get in. Good luck. I am sure we will be in touch. Our coup. That sounds, I'm sure we will be in touch sounds a bit ominous. But let's get Gerald on the phone and get Gerald to talk to Richard. And, I mean, this is not good for Richard. It makes him a criminal.
Okay, so it's sort of extortion. I mean,
He's got the tape.
yeah. I mean, they say if we pay the money, our problem will be resolved.
Hello?
Hello, Alan. This is Leon calling. Did you get my email?
Yeah.
What's happening? Where are the tapes?
What?
Where are the tapes?
I don't know anything about that. All I know is you guys need to pay Richard, and you promised him to be here. If you have a problem, I think it can be resolved.
It's a chilling thought that just a couple of weeks earlier we had put our lives in Richard's hands and let him lead us into the jungle. The following events come from reels of film that Richard didn't find.
It don't matter, what you're shooting. Whoever can get the most fire out and make that guy keep his head down the longest gives us a chance to move in. Right. So we did what we call suppressive firepower. We would put out such a wall of fire that we could move forward on our enemy and fucking eliminate them. And they'd see us coming, they'd fucking haul ass. What they'd usually do with a new guy is they'd get an experienced guy and a new guy, and they'd take you out and you'd get on each side of the trail. All of a sudden you see part of a guy, and he's looking around, and he's looking at the ground, and he's coming along. So you get kind of like this buck fever thing, you kind of God, you're getting ready to kill a guy. And you raise it up and you just fucking, you lock onto the body or the head. If you see its body, you're trying to shoot for the body. And you just let out a burst. And then there's people going, way to go, man, way to go. You finally got it. You get a case of beer, man. You know, fuck, way to go. And they're shaking you, and you're being praised. And it's like a really kind of a sick fucking feeling because of that. Yeah. To do it as your job, and that's what you're supposed to do is one thing. But all of a sudden, all these guys, you kind of cross the line with them, and now you're one of the guys.
You've been initiated.
Yeah, and they're praising you for it.